The award-winning 2017 documentary, The Acting Class, is an absolute must-watch. I was delighted to finally get a copy, and I suspected I would like it, but I was amazed at just how fantastic it is. It is enraging and upsetting in many ways, but at the same time it is incredibly inspiring. It deals with the fact that the acting industry is more or less completely inundated with middle-class, public school educated actors, and that working class actors are all but pushed out of that industry. This has become in recent times even worse as costs for fees have skyrocketed, and particularly for drama school, which has always been that much more expensive. The subplot, I guess you could call it, is about a young working class actor called Tom Stocks, whose dreams of going to acting school were quashed when he realised he was chasing a dream and was simply unable to afford the fees for drama school which he was accepted to. He decided that not only was this a class issue, but that he should set up a campaign to address this and to support other struggling working class actors. He set it up initially as a hashtag, actor awareness, which slowly developed and got support. It was a Twitter-based campaign, but began to get recognised and get bigger. He was given a few slots on radio and TV, and a number of famous working class actors got on board with it. In 2017, two filmmakers decided to make a documentary about his campaign, but also about the broader issue of struggling working class actors and the airbrushing of our talent and our abilities from the industry. It is a fantastic and eye-opening documentary. I would recommend that everybody watches it. It's still doing the rounds across the country in small independent cinemas. I'm unaware at this stage of it being officially released on DVD. If it is, you should definitely get a copy. It is coming to Leicester, so for people who are Leicester based, hopefully it's coming to Leicester. And if it does, you should definitely, presumably it will be at the Phoenix, you should definitely watch it. There's a number of very familiar faces, working class actors, a few middle class actors who are supportive of it, who are absolutely fantastic. In particular, Christopher Eccleston, whose my respect for him has just skyrocketed after seeing his comments and his analysis of the industry and his thoughts on the working class people and on their struggles within the acting profession. Maxine Peake is absolutely fantastic, but to see her comments, again, my respect for her has hit the roof. Not only are the fees themselves extremely expensive, but assuming that you manage to get into drama school and manage to pay your way through, which is harder and harder and harder, hence the reason that it's people with money or people whose parents have money to pay them through and then assist them in the beginnings of the development of their career. Auditions are approximately 50 quid each. I mean, that's like paying for a job interview. And you can't just go for one, you've got to go for at least 4 or 5 to get them. Another incredibly eye-opening thing, infuriating thing, was regarding Eton. And that Eton has its own in-house theatre. It also has its own in-house theatre directors. And they put on performances, encourage the talent that's there among their students to develop those skills and those talents if they so desire, but it also creates a network of contacts for them. And again, that's what they're paying for, $35,000 a year. That's one of the things that they're paying for, and that's why, again, a lot of the public schools are where a lot of our talent comes from. But this is a broader issue that isn't just about acting and that particular profession. As important as it is, and as important as the documentary is, it's everything. Our skills are unrecognised, our lives are devalued, the skills and experiences that we have, which make us broad-minded, diverse, insightful people, are shoved out. It's the middle classes who run and control everything and benefit from everything, and we're treated like second-class citizens and peasants. This is an absolute disgrace. Where are our voices? Where are our voices in the left? The liberals, the middle-class liberals, dominating the agenda, deciding that we can talk about everything but class. This is a game over moment now. We can't rely on these people anymore. We can't rely on a middle-class left, we can't rely on middle-class liberals, and we can't rely on anybody but ourselves to put ourselves on the map. So I have absolute respect for the filmmakers, absolute respect for those actors who have been supportive of what they're doing, and massive respect to Tom Stocks, because it is us who are going to put ourselves and our voices on the map. You only have to turn on BBC News 24 and see the usual suspects sitting around the table talking about a number of issues that are directly relevant to us. Whether it's homelessness and poverty, whether it's Brexit, any number of issues. Where are we in those conversations? God forbid anybody would consider that we are capable of being there. God forbid anybody would consider that our life experiences, living on the coalface of austerity, social isolation, mental health breakdowns, addictions, people ending up with post-traumatic stress disorder, just living the bullshit that is going on in this society right now. This is the worst economic situation that we've been in since the 1920s, and it is us and our voices that should be right at the forefront. Maxine Peake makes a fantastic contribution, and she says, I laughed out loud because it's funny as well, and when she makes the reference about organic bread. She tells people to get out of their coffee shops, get out of their bubbles, and get out there into the real world and actually see what is going on in this country. Absolutely disgusted with this whole thing now. We need to be right there, right on those platforms. You definitely should check out this documentary. It is fantastic. And as much as it is infuriating, and it definitely is, it's also inspiring, because working class people, we're standing up for ourselves, we're putting our voices on the platforms ourselves, and we're beginning to fight back. Enough of your middle class bullshit. Wakey time. Let's have it.
You don't need to live your whole life taking commands from old men.
I really am. But as I say before, I'm slightly biased about the production. But yes, I'm very much looking forward to it.